everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing a glam. There we go. Rub lip gloss across my face with my hair. We are doing a Christmas glam, holiday glam today. So we have some glitter, we have a cut crease, we got some glossy lips going on, and some really glowy skin. So if y'all want to see how I completed this look, just continue watching. So I'm going to start with my face today. I already have my brows done and we have primed the skin. So I'm going to start off with, I always like to use my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray very first. So I'm just going to spray my face with that. I just think it preps the skin really nicely. So we are going to do that first and we'll jump right into foundation. Alright, so for foundation today, I'm going in with the Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation. I love this foundation and I use this for all of my clients. I think it's a beautiful finish. This is in the shade Warm Beige. And I'm just going to take a couple pumps of that on my beauty blender and just start blending that into my skin. I just got my face dermaplaned yesterday. It's the first time I've ever had that done. And this makeup is going on like butter. For concealer, I'm going to throw it back a little bit. I'm going to go in with Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. This is in the shade Light Warm. And we are just going to highlight the face with this. I like this concealer because it's a really lightweight concealer. It's very watery, I feel like, but I kind of like that for concealer. It still covers really well, but it doesn't feel really heavy. So I'm just going to blend that out with the same beauty blender. We're just going to highlight the face with this. And once that is on, I'm going to immediately set my face with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. This is in the shade Banana Bread, and I am obsessed with this powder, you guys. I think it's beautiful. I'm going to just take my beauty sponge, and with the pointy side, I'm just going to bake underneath my eye area. I have to do this when I will be wearing my makeup for a long time because my skin is so oily. So this helps the longevity of my makeup and also sets my under eyes so no creasing is going to happen. Alright, so I'm just going to let that sit there for just a little bit. While that is sitting there, I'm just going to run over my brows really quick with some brow gel. This will just kind of bring them back to life and get all of the loose powder out of it. While that is sitting on my face, I'm going to go ahead and jump into my eyes now. So I want to really do a very soft glam, but really pretty for Christmas time. So we are going to go in. This is in the brand Galactic Beauty. This is in the shade Skin. This is a really pretty just transition shade, crease shade for my skin tone. So I'm going to go in with that. And we're just going to work with this shade for a little bit to start. So I'm going to go in with a really like flimsy blending brush first. This is in the shade, oh my gosh, I cannot talk. This is the brush. Redo. We need to redo for a second. This is the Morphe M200 brush. My gosh, that took forever. We're just going to go in with a little bit of that skin shade. Tap off the excess. And we're just going to work this into the crease to start. So if y'all don't have a crease like me, I've talked about this a lot before on my channel, I have very hooded eyes. So my crease is really like in the middle of my eyelid, like right here. Obviously you don't want to put that transition shade right there because then, you know, you're going to bring your eyes down instead of lift them up. So what I like to do is I have a mirror right here below me. And I like to keep it a little bit below me so that way when I look down, I can easily find the transition area. So basically that is just where your brow bone and basically your eyeball, like right in the socket area of that space, that is where you would like to put your transition shade. So I'm just going to go in windshield wiper motions back and forth, just blending that out and up closer toward my brow bone, but not too high. And then just whatever is left on my brush, I like to kind of just bring it out toward the tail of my brow a little bit. So it kind of wings it out and elongates the shape, so it kind of lifts up your eye. I don't think I'm going to do eyeliner today, so we are just going to focus on lifting it with the shadow. Alright, so once that is on the eye, we are just going to switch brushes. So I'm going to go just for a more dense brush. This is still a blending brush, but just a little bit more dense so you can kind of pack on a little bit more color. This is the Morphe M332 brush, and we are working with the exact same eyeshadow. We're just going to dip that brush in there. And you'll notice with a little bit more of a different dense brush, the color comes off a little bit more pigmented, and we are just going to pack on that shade right where we put that shade before, but we're just kind of intensifying that color a little bit. We are going to do a cut crease today, so we can pack on that shade a little bit more so than normal. Alright, so now we are going to switch colors, and we are going to go in with Brown Script from MAC. This is just one of their single eyeshadows. I used to be obsessed with this color, but I really like it for the look that I'm wanting to do today. So I'm going to go in with this, and we are going to go in with a very precise brush. This is the Morphe M431. This is a pencil brush. Looks like that. And we're just going to go into that shadow, kind of packing it on the brush, and then go into our crease mainly. So it will look kind of crazy at first, that's okay, but we're gonna clean it up when we cut the crease. So just focus this mainly in the crease, and then, oh, I'm itching. And once you have that eyeshadow pretty much where you want it, we will slowly start to move it around. So working slow with eyeshadows is pretty much the key to a perfect blended look. And then I'm going to go back in with the more dense brush that we used for our first shade. With nothing on the brush, I'm just going to kind of go over the top of that eyeshadow, just kind of bringing that more caramel brown back into the look and kind of blending out the edges a little bit. Alright, so it's okay if it still looks a little bit messy. We're going to cut the crease now, and then we'll add on later if we need to. Alright, so to cut the crease, we're just going to go back in with a concealer, but for this concealer, I'm going to use a little bit something a little bit thicker than the under eye concealer that we used. So I'm going in with the Tarte Shape Tape, and this is in the shade Light Medium Honey. And honestly, I'm just going to take the tip of the brush, get a small shader brush. This is the Morphe M124. And I'm just going to take the brush and just run over the tip of that concealer. Just packing it on, and we are going to cut the crease. Alright, so a little trick that I found, or that I saw, I can't remember where I saw this, but I already did it on this eye a little bit. But just take the concealer, and with the concealer on your brush, you're going to brush it over your lash line, and then just look up. And then right where it creases is where you want to make the cut crease. So right here is where to cap it off. And this is just going to be a soft cut crease, so we don't have to really worry about it too much. But just to get the general shape of a cut crease is what we're going for. Alright, once you have the general shape of that cut crease, we are going to immediately set that concealer with any powder. This is just a CoverGirl Clean and Clear powder that I use, and it's just translucent. And we're just going to take a brush. Any brush will do, honestly, just as long as you can fit it where it needs to go. And we're just going to set that in place. This will just ensure that it doesn't move, and then we will fix that cut, or the color of the cut crease in a second. We'll do the other eye. Alright, so once both eyes are set, I'm going to go back in with Brown Script, and we're going to take a very precise brush. This is just an angled brush, the Morphe S6, and we are going to tap that brush into brown script just because we want to really carve out that crease and make it noticeable, you know, where it starts and where it ends. So we're just following along that line. And then I'm gonna go back in with the pencil brush that we used with no product on it, or no extra product on it. And we're just gonna lightly blend that out. So it should look something like that. All right, so once that we have pretty much the shape of the cut crease down, we are going to add some glitter because it would not be Christmas without glitter. Before we do that, I'm going to highlight my brow bone and the inner corners of my eye with the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm just gonna go in with the first 2 shades right here of the palette. And just highlight my brow bone, give it a little pop in the inner corners of my eye. I want to make this look nice and bright, so we're gonna do that. So now we are just going to take the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liner. This is in the shade Midnight Cowboy, and we are just going to trace right underneath that cut crease with this glitter liner. So you just trace that glitter right underneath the cut crease. Hopefully y'all can see that. All right, once that is dried, I'm going to apply some lashes and I will be right back. All right, so lashes are on. Let's go ahead and finish the face. I just dusted away the translucent powder and we are ready for some bronzer. So the bronzer, I'm gonna go in with 2 today. So I like to go in with the Physicians Formula bronzer first, just to kind of warm up my face and blend out the contour. Actually, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna switch it around today. So first, I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Forever Bronzer Fusion in, I don't know what the shade is, but I'll link it down below. I can't find it, it's rubbed off right now. But we are going to go in with this big old bronzer brush. This is the Morphe M400, and I'm just gonna dust that or swirl that around in there, and we're just gonna warm up the face with this. So just going around the outer perimeters of my face, just warming everything up, bringing some color back into my skin. Now I like to go in with the Butter Bronzer. Clearly It's Loved. This is just in the shade Light, and I like to swirl it around because it's a few shades, I mean, maybe a couple shades darker than my skin tone right now, but it is just, it blends so nicely. And so I like to go back in with this and just go over my bronzer that I've already placed down, because it just blends any harsh lines out and just kind of like, do y'all see that? It just like blends it all together, and I love it. So using this, all right, so I'm bronzed up. Let's add a little blush. So the blush I'm going to use today is the Sigma Core de Rosa blush from Sigma, and I'm just going to take, I'm going to take a Duo Fiber brush for this. Obviously this is broken, so I can't tell you what number it is, but I'm just going to go lightly in there and just dust my cheeks with this. I'm going to go ahead and spray my face one more time. Just melting all those powders into my skin. And the next product I'm going to go in with is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder. I talked about this in a past video not too long ago, and it is my new favorite obsession with my makeup. I do this when I'm going glam or not. It just makes your skin look so beautiful and airbrushed, and so I just take the Morphe M438 brush, and this is in the shade Dim Light, by the way. So it's not a crazy like highlighter or anything, but what I do is I kind of just use it as a blush overlay. So I just place it on top of the blush, or like kind of where I would put the highlight. I know, are you kidding me? It looks so good. And then once I have it placed down, then I take it even underneath my eye a little bit, and it just kind of like blurs this whole area. It is beautiful. It literally makes you look like an Instagram filter right now in real life. And then I take a little bit on the tip of my nose and even a little bit on my forehead above my brow bone. So honestly, I just leave it here sometimes, or obviously you can take it a step further and highlight a little bit. And I'm just going to just a tiny bit with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Umreezy highlighter. So I just take a Morphe M501, and I'm not going to spray my face or anything because I don't want to look way highlighted, but I'm just going to kind of dust that just a little bit right on top of that dim light powder. Alright, so let's finish the lower lash line. So I'm going to take a little bit of glitter. Actually, I'm going to wait for that part. I'm going to finish my lower lash line first. So with the skin shadow that we used at the very beginning, I'm going to take that again and just run it underneath my lower lash line. And then I'm going to go in with the brown script shadow from MAC again, and just a flat shader brush. This is the, or a flat definer brush. This is the Morphe M432, and just run it right underneath my lash line. For any girls with green eyes, this shadow will make your green eyes pop like crazy because it is more of a reddish brown, and it will look beautiful with green eyes. And now for the final step, I'm just going to add a little bit of glitter on my lower lash line, right kind of in the inner corner of my eye. Alright guys, so the eyes are complete. I'm going to go ahead and finish off the lips, and then we will finish the look. I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Lip in the shade Bare Attraction. And we're just going to put that all over the lips. This is very much a peachy nude. And then I'm just going to go in with a gloss. This is the Ultra Glossy Lip from ColourPop. And we are just going to put that on top. This has a lot of gold shimmer in it. And last but not least, we're just going to spray our face. Guys, we have made it. This is the final look. Don't you love how it was supposed to be a soft glam that I told y'all it was going to be, and it turned out to look like this? So happens, right? I hope y'all enjoyed, and I hope y'all loved this look that I created today. I thought it was really fun and still very glam, but wearable for sure. If y'all end up trying this out, let me know. I love to hear your thoughts on this look. I hope you have a great holiday, and I will see y'all soon.